Big up, welcome aboard, smash a like and subscribe. 1 Mansfield, 1 Arsenal 2. This is your Fancam live on Real Time Football. Let's have a look into the game. Okay, so got over the line, did the Arsenal. I have to say that most certainly, as the pundits keep reiterating, if you were a neutral, you will have enjoyed that game. If you were an Arsenal fan, you may not have enjoyed that game. And I'm not saying that in the sense of anything went wrong. It just was an absolutely brilliant performance by Mansfield, I have to say. And obviously, they had to put their top players on display. And they had to put a big performance on. And we're going to start on Mansfield as well. Because obviously, I mean, look, it's a fan camp for Arsenal, I get it. But, you know, I mean, obviously, the opposition are League One. And they put a precarious game out for us. A game which most certainly left me unsettled. Obviously, it's there, you know what I mean, during the time of the FA Cup having the Championship and Premier League sides in it. Yeah, it's the first home time. And yeah, they've lost it. I mean, look, difficult one for the Mansfield manager. I think his name's Clough, something like that, is it? I don't know. We'll have a look. Is it Nigel Clough? Yeah. Mansfield manager is Nigel Clough. And yeah, they did an excellent job. They came out. Will Evans, the striker who came on second half, was causing us some right problems. And the actual, I think, was it him who scored the goal? Yeah, it was. But no, they've done brilliantly and most certainly killed a giant in Burnley. I mean, obviously not a giant, but a Premier League team. And they've also knocked out Sheffield United. And this is where it ends for them, but most certainly it could have gone a different way. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Sat in this seat today, I was terrified. I can't lie. Second half, I really was. First half, an hour, was not really too much. They had an attacking phase in that first half as well. I thought they were positive throughout the whole game, and I thought that for Arsenal, up until that point where we had Hincapié come on, which was about 36 minutes. 38 minutes, there you go. Yeah, when Trossard went off, games started to elevate in our favour a bit. And for those last 5 minutes of that first half, we're looking a lot more settled and controlled. In control. Yeah, 41 minutes the goal came, and what a strike it was as well by Madueke. I really enjoyed the play of the goal. And if I can just get a look at the goal. So just trying to get it on SofaScore now. Yeah, here. We need to use the sofa score app, but no. Anyways, it was the strike itself from Adwake was a sensational strike. It really was. It was a first time hit. The power behind it went sort of top bins, and I loved it. When I saw it, it was a fantastic goal, and yeah, it was that ball from Martinelli across. He pulls it back across. I think it was like the edge of the 18-yard box almost, really behind the penalty spot, more towards the edge of it where the D is. And just first time, bang, what a strike. In fact, we're going to see it right now on TNT. How convenient. Oh, no. They've not shown it. They've shown the Evans goal. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then, yeah, obviously, Evans equalised, and there was a massive mistake in there. Unfortunately, one of the youths, and it was Marley Salmon, which is a real shame for him because obviously it was one of his first starts for Arsenal in the first team, if not his first start. And yeah, there was a big error in that goal, and I was really disappointed. Yeah, from that point, my nerves started to jangle, and Mansfield definitely caused us more problems second half. But we got the winner. 66 minutes it took us. And yeah, it was a shame, really, that in the end we couldn't go on and finish the game and win the game 3-1, you know what I mean? But obviously, the job is done. And, it's not always about the scoreline that you win by. However, I think a third goal would have been a lot more settling and a lot more convincing for me. And obviously, because of that, my rating of the performance isn't going to be as high. But Eze's goal, the second one, was an absolute thunderbolt. It nearly ripped the net off. He got a lot of power behind it. And in the end, Norgard gets the assist. There must have been a touch on the way then because it was pulled into the butt. Yeah, it was pulled it. Anyways, lovely strike. Lovely strike. Got a lot of power behind it. And hit it like he was playing Tottenham. So, fair play. Good goal. 2 good goals from our point of view. 2 good goals scored. Just the outer rims of the performance. I don't think we handled Mansfield too well today. But let it be. Because this is a team who've had another team who had a good FA Cup run and wanted to show pride. And that's exactly what they've done today. They've had a good performance. And they made it really difficult for us. Did we respond to that well? Not necessarily. The game could have gone either way in the second half, in my opinion. But we got the job done. We got over the line. And that's important. But it's another one of those FA Cup. It's another one of those games where I'm not that impressed by the performance, if I'm being completely honest. There's been a few of those. I mean, look, it was another nerve jangler. I mean, Brighton away was a nerve jangler. Most certainly with Raya doing what he did in that first 2 minutes. And that second half was most certainly nerve jangler as well. But yeah, 2 good goals scored by us and the job is done. Let's have a look at the player ratings. But before I do that, there was one detail I missed out. And yeah, we could have given away a few penalties today. There was quite a few moments where Mansfield were in the box and there was penalty appeals, and obviously, yeah, I mean, look, the way that second half was going, my nerves were jangling every time something like that happened. But start from the top of the pitch. Jesus, awful. I saw you. You didn't do anything positive for me. Every effort or chance that you had, you squandered. You were not great at all. You had a shot on target, unbelievably, but you were awful, mate. I thought, in my view, and you were probably the worst player on the pitch, in an attacking sense, at least. So for me, you're getting a 2, nothing more than that. I thought you were a waste of time. You are a waste of time. It was not a great performance, mate, and I didn't think you played well at all. Havertz slightly better, but had no shots, no nothing. a bit of a nothing performance really from Havertz, if I'm honest with you. He was on the pitch, did a little bit of stuff. He was better than Gabby Jesus, but them two weren't really shining stars today. So for me, I'll give him one more than Jesus. I'm going to give him a 3. Midfield, Martinelli got an assist. And I thought on the left he was okay. I thought that he wasn't the best of the two wingers. But he had an all right game. But Martinelli has to be doing more in an Arsenal shirt. He has to be having more of those Real Madrid moments, if you know what I mean. In the Bernabeu, he has to start earning his place in the team, and the same can be said for Trossard as well. But it was not a bad Martinelli performance, and he got an assist. So I'll give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 6.5. Trossard, I did not think he offered anything in the game, buddy. And when you went off injured, it relieved the game in a way because Hincapié came on. 2 minutes later, we score a goal. So almost you coming off the pitch made the game better. And you have not been great over the past month or two, really. Last 3-4 games. I'm going to say shape up. I'm going to say shape up and get back to full fitness, because in an Arsenal shirt in the last 4 or 5 games, you've not been great. And you need to improve, because otherwise, what's the point? So for me, I'm going to put you in the same ballpark as Jason. I'm going to give you a 2, because you came off the pitch, Hincapié came on, and that led us on to getting our opening goal of the game. And that, so for me, you coming off was a positive, which is a negative in your performance. So 2. Norgard, he got an assist as well. And Norgard, again, I thought he did excellently in defence. I always say that when you've got a player out of position, or you've got a player who doesn't start very much, and you're not talking about him too much in the game, but also you're not talking about him in a bad way, normally a good performance. I'm going to give Norgard an 8 because I thought, well, yeah, I mean, when I saw him, wasn't doing anything wrong, but again, another one of those Norgard performances where you see him, but you're not talking about him, and that's because he's played well. So 8 out of 10 for Norgard. For me, Madueke was given Super Scum out of the match. I would give it joint between Dalman and Madueke. Madueke, I thought, was the better of the two wingers on the right. Lacks a bit of quality in terms of the winger play and the set-piece play. However, some of his contributions in attack were excellent, and the goal was just horrendous. And like I say, the 2 goals that were scored were fantastic. So both him and Dalman had similar performances. Dalman was excellent as well. In an attacking sense, I'm going to give both of those 2 a 9.5 out of 10. Calafiori went off injured also. It might have been a hamstring. I'm not sure. It will be speculated over, I'm sure, at a Leverkusen game. He came off 76 minutes, replaced by Jaden Dixon. Didn't have a bad game. Didn't really have to do much. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out a 5 there for Calafiori. Did a few defensive bits here and there. Nothing major, nothing exciting. It's 5. Mosquera, I thought that you covered well today. Gabriel and Saliba both left out the squad for different reasons. Gabriel was getting a rest after a big performance at Brighton. Fair play to you, Gabby, as well. What a performance. I got the full view of it. You were amazing. And you deserved a rest. And Saliba's obviously injured. Arteta, anyway, I thought was going to shape things up and make things a bit more, allowing some players to rest, and that's exactly what he did. It was enjoyable to say. It was nice today to see no Rice, no Gabriel, no Saliba, all of them lot getting a rest in a game where you don't need to play them. And Mosquera played well, and it's not been too long since he's come off an injury, so reasonable performance by Mosquera, and I thought he covered well. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Again, another one of those players where, yep, we've seen him, yep, he's doing his job, but nothing really too much to mention. And like I say, Norgard and Mosquera, when you're not mentioning them, but they're doing their job, it's a good performance. Marley Salmon. Mate, I don't want to be harsh, but I'm going to be harsh. You're a youth, I accept that. I think it might have been your first start in an Arsenal first team shirt. Fair play. That mistake for me has just dampened your performance. I didn't think that I saw too much of you. And the mistake for the goal was really, really not great. I get it. You're a young player. It's experience. You'll learn from it, I hope. But I can't give you any more than a 5 because, yep, you're a youth. I give you that. However, it was a mistake that could have cost us the time with the way Mansfield were playing. And it's a mistake that can't happen. But you will learn from that, I am sure. But I can't rate you higher than a 5 because of that mistake. However, I wish you well, and I hope that you get more chances in an Arsenal shirt, and hopefully you learn from that Marley Salmon. So 5 out of 10 for him. Kepa, he didn't do too much wrong. Obviously, conceding the goal probably could have saved it, but nevertheless, I'm just going to give Kepa exactly the rate he's got on Sober Score, 7.7. In fact, I'm going to reduce it to 7.5. 7.5, job done. Let's have a look at our players who came on off the bench. Pierre Hincapié, I said it, with Trossard coming off. Well, when Trossard came off, on the contrary, Hincapié came on, and it had a positive impact on the game. Didn't see too much of you, but I thought that when we did see you, you were okay. And again, you coming onto the pitch had a positive impact on the game, led to Madueke getting the goal. So I'm going to give you a 7. Timber, I didn't see too much of you when you came on, buddy. I can't lie. You've been fading, buddy, recently, Timber. And I don't think you've been that great. I mean, you are a good left back or a good defender. We know that. But recently, again, like Trossard, not as bad as Trossard, though, you've been a bit faded, a bit not really recognisable as such. I would say shape up to you as well, a little bit. I'm going to give you a 7 also. Because you didn't really do anything wrong, and you haven't really done anything wrong. It's just a bit of a deterioration in performances. But Eberichieze got a booking, which is going to knock a point off his a point off his score from me when I finished rating him. He got a goal, and the power he got behind it was sensational. And I thought that he did contribute attackingly in the game at times. I am going to give him an 8 -1 for the yellow card, 7. Jaden Dixon, I saw your face. You were running around the pitch. You were making yourself known in the game, if you like. I didn't really think you had too many touches of the ball. I didn't really think you did too much in terms of the game. But you got your appearance. You didn't do anything wrong. And minutes on the board for you. So I am going to stay neutral on that, and I'm not going to give you a rating, but I wish you all the best as an Arsenal player as well, and hopefully you get more chances. Bukayo Saka had no impact on the game at all when he came on, really. He came on to replace Max Down and might have had a few link-up plays of Eze here and there. He did have one chance, though, which I am going to judge him off, which should have been a goal, and had he scored that, I would have given him a 9.5 out of 10. But I'm going to give you a 6.5. You've got a sober score 6.8. I'm going to give you a 6.5 because you had that one chance, but you came on. You didn't really do that much other than a bit of link-up play with Eze. Probably should have had more time to play. I accept that. However, Arteta has done the right thing by resting the players that he has today. So yeah, all in all, to sum it all up, we got over the line. It wasn't an easy watch. Job's done. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all later in the day for Newcastle Man City, 7:45.